real world data, use Scatterplots. All right. I'm going to show you some tricks in the graphic calculator to help you out. You have this table here in your journal. You have that graph in your journal. All right. What we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a scatter plot. Now you're probably used to seeing scatter plots. Like, let's do Algebra 1 scatter plots real quick. All right. Go back to Algebra 1. You have scatter plot. You're like that. You're like, what kind of correlation is that? Positive. That's right. That's positive. You don't have to write this down unless you don't know this. Negative, right? All right. Then we have the one that looks like a shotgun blast. Yeah, it just looks like a shot. Like you can. Like, I'm not sure if the trend's going up. I'm not sure if the trend's going down. It looks like somebody just got hit with a shotgun. Well, not the shotgun, but the pellets. Of it. Yeah. So that would be like no correlation, right? No trend. Things aren't going up. They're not going down. There's no correlation. All right. So right now, what we're going to do is we have this. We have to draw a scatter plot. We're actually not going to use two ordered pairs. We're going to use all the ordered pairs with our graphic calculator. Oh no, trust me. You're going to like this. Trust me. So we're going to make a prediction equation to predict the missing value right here. All right? So we're going to zoom in here. Zooming in. A little too far. A little too close. Way too close. Much better. All right, let's plot this first. All right? So we're going to do this in your journal, then you can transfer it to your paper. Right here, I need you guys to understand the weight in tons are your X values, the miles per gallon are your Y values. All right? Right here, we have a 0. Here we have a 0.5, so if you would, please put 0.25, which looks like it's going up by a quarter. All right, here we're going to have 0.75. Here we're going to have a 1.25, 1.75, and finally 2.25. All right? Between the 30 and the 25, I would like you to write 27.5. Between the 25 and the 20, write 22.5. 17.5 here, and that should be good enough. All right? Just to kind of give yourself a little bit better way of estimating how to graph this scatter plot. So, the first one we have is 1.3 and a 29. So we're going to go over to 1.3, which is slightly past the what? Slightly past the 1.25. And then we got to go up close to what? Close to 30, but not quite what? Not quite there. Put your point right there. 1.424, almost to the 1.5, just underneath the 25, so you can put it right in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be in the general vicinity of where it's supposed to go. This one's easy. 1.5, 23. You see where that 22.5 is? So I would just go slightly above it, just barely above it. 1.8. 21, so just on the other side of the 1.75 will be 1.8. Just above the 20 would be the 21. You're not going to plot 2, because that's the one we're going to be looking for. We're going to leave that empty. 2.117, 2.117, that's 17.5, so slightly underneath it. 17.5 is right there, we'll go slightly just underneath it. And last but not least, 2.4 and 15. 15. How's that look, Jacob? Right about there. How's that look? That looks good. Looks good? All right. So there's our scatter plot. So the first thing we want to do is we want to draw a decent scatter plot. All right, that's answer choice A. All right. So A, I want you to draw an accurate scatter plot. B, we're going to use all the points to make a prediction equation. So I want you guys to call that the line of And that's going to be known as your prediction equation. So we'll put that down in your journal. So we're going to go over all the steps of what I want you guys to do there. All right. The first thing I'd like us to do before we find our line of best fit, I want us to think about our window right here. So we're going to put this in our graphing calculator. All right. I want you guys to write right here to the right of the graph. I want you guys to write X min, short for X minimum, X maximum, X scale, Y minimum, Y maximum, and Y scale. What we're gonna do right now is show you how to change your window settings. So right above this, put in capital letters, window. All right, because that's what you're eventually gonna hit. You're gonna hit the window button in the calculator. So right here, I want you to label this your X minimum. We're going to call our X minimum 0. Right here, I want you to label this your X maximum. Call it 2.5. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. The X scale is how much is it going up each tick mark here? 0.25. I agree, Zach. 0.25. Now our Y minimum, label it right here. This is your Y minimum. That's a 0. Your Y maximum gets you all the way up to a 30, but your Y scale, every single one's going up by what? 5. So put Y scale 5. Okay, now go to your calculator. Hit the window button. Now type those in. X minimum, 0. Maximum, 2.5. X scale, 0.25. Y minimum, 0. Y maximum, 30. Y scale, 5. And when you hit graph, this is what you should see. All right, so right now we have a kind of a blank screen. What we want to do is we want to put these points on this part of the graph that we have in our graphing calculator. So this is how you do it, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to go to where it says stat. Right here, stat. Hit stat and enter. Okay? Stat and enter. These are your X values. These are your Y values. I want you to list all of your X values in here and all of your Y values in here. I'm going to do it right here with you. Okay? So I'm going to type in a 1.3. Press enter. All right, look at your paper over here. You're doing 1.4. Skip the 2. Don't put 2 in. 2.1. Now, if you accidentally type in something and you need to delete it, Ariel, just go up right here. Just go up and just hit delete. And it'll get rid of it. Okay, good. 2.4. And then we can make sure you have the corresponding Y values. 29, not 92. I'll be back. 29, 24. 17, and 15. And remember, how do we get to the screen right here? We hit the stat button, right? And then we pressed enter. And remember, L1 is your X, L2 is your Y. Now, once again, even if you have them there and you hit graph, you're not going to see anything. Because you don't have your stat plot on. So how do you turn your stat plot on? You guys see where it says stat plot right up here? It's second Y equals. Second Y equals gets you to the screen. So you could write this in your journal. Second Y equals gets you to your stat plot screen. All right? Notice, right now, what do we have our stat plot on? We have it on off. So press enter and turn the dadgum thing on. Once it's on, then you hit graph, and you see all of your points that we plotted in the L1 and the L2. List 1, list 2, that's what it stands for. List 1, list 2. All right? And the cool thing is it reminds you, right here, look, what does it say list 1 is? x, and list 2 is y. So it corresponds with your x's and your y's. That's how you graph it. What was the first thing we had to do? We had to make our window match the data. So always start by making your window first. Before you plot the points, change your window settings, your x minimum, maximum, etc. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the line that best fits the data, which means this. We're going to have a line eventually, Jacob, that's going to look something like that, or it's going to look something like that. You're going to see it best fit this data. Okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to hit the stat button. Okay? Go to the right where it says calculate. That's the important part right here. We have to calculate the line of best fit. And the line of best fit is going to be number 4. Alright? So what I'd like you to do is understand that when it says line AX plus B, that's the same as MX plus B. So in the calculator, what does the A right here represent? That represents the slope, you're right. And what does the B still represent? The y-intercept, okay? So I need you guys to understand, this still represents the slope. The B value still represents the y-intercept. My board's resetting. There we go. Now listen. Right here, hit number 4. And it's going to bring you to this. Alright? So right now we're going to be calculating the line. By the way, this is called linear regression. That's what LINREG stands for. Linear regression. I'll write the word. Linear regression, which gets you to the line of best fit. I know you can't see it, it's supposed to be an L there. L1, L2. You see where it says store, R-E-G-E-Q? That means store regression equation. Now, I'm not going to type anything in there just yet. I just want you to press enter all the way through. Alright? You guys see this huge set of numbers right here? Alright? Right now what I'm going to show you is you don't have to type all of that long thing into the graphing calculator. I'm going to show you guys how to store that equation, this equation right here, into y equals. So Ariel, check this out. That equation right there, that's your answer. That's the line of best fit. If I hit y equals, it's not there, is it? Alright? So watch this. Go back to stat. Go to right, go down to number 4 again, except right here where it says store regression equation, most important thing you're going to need to write down. Hit alpha trace. Look what happens. To get to that y1 value that you want to put right here, what's the keystrokes right there? You have to hit alpha and trace. Right? So alpha trace, you can write that down, and you press enter, and look what I've done now. I've stored the regression equation in my what? In my y1. Now watch this. I'm going to press enter. Like, we already saw that, Mr. Damoud. That was already there. But now hit y equals. What do you see? The whole dadgum enchilada right there, all listed out without having to do what? Type it in yourself. Okay? Now, I'm going to change the color over here. Last minute. Come on, change color before it gets too late. You go to blue to red. I'm going to press enter, enter, enter. Now watch, graph. And what have we drawn in here in our graph? We've drawn the line of best fit. Now what I want you guys to do for your answer for B is just round to the nearest 100. See what it is. It's 0.06, 41.06. So this is your line of best fit right here. And in the last 15 seconds, I now want you to check your table and evaluate it where it's at a 2. I'm running out of time. Second, table. Look at 2 right here. 18.76. That's it.